Hello everyone, and welcome to the one and only Israel in Style. This show is going to be a fun one because, well, I'm in a fabulous mood and we have so much to show you. For those who don't know, which you should by now, every week we bring you some of the top designers and show off their hottest collections. So, first up, as you already know, I love to switch things up. So this next designer is not a typical one to be shown here on Israel in Style. She doesn't design clothes or shoes or even jewelry. She designs something you wake up to in the morning and are happy to see when coming home from work. And definitely love falling asleep to. Let's take a look at our visit to the fabulous interior designer, Galia Vanunu. So, this is not your typical item, and we are not used to this here on Israel in Style, but we're here sitting in the beautiful home of Galia Vanunu, an interior designer here in the Holy Land. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Right, thanks.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us here in your home. It is stunning and inspirational for future interior designers. So, tell us, how did you get started? What was it like becoming an interior designer?
Okay, so for me, it's a second career. I've been in marketing and consulting for like 15 years. I'm 47 years old now. And then like more or less 10 years ago, after building my second house, I decided this is what I wanted to do. I studied and then I did a stage in an internship, exactly, in an architect office. And then I started my own business. It's beautiful. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah, I love it. It's for many reasons, but the main one I think is because it's for me it has all the worlds. It has a very technical part, like the planning, working with constructions and everything. It has very artistic part when you choose the art, decoration, and the art. Yeah, you work with people, you work with customers, you work with gallerists, you work with constructors, which I love. So for me, it's the best of all worlds.
So what about the customers that are coming here? Because obviously Israel is a country where a lot of tourists come and they stay here for vacation or they invest in homes. Do you see any differences when people internationally come from, like, for your designs here in Israel? Do they connect to it? Are they looking for something more European?
So there are, of course, two types of clients in this sense. The ones that are building or decorating their vacation homes, and the ones that came to live here. I think that if I have to pinpoint the main difference, when you come for vacation, you want to feel the place you came from. If you came for the vacation in Morocco, you want to feel that you're in Morocco. If you come to vacation in Tel Aviv, you want to feel that you are in Tel Aviv. And people are are more open to Israeli design. They are looking for it.
Right.
If you relocated, if you came to live here from Europe or the States, many times you will want to bring with you some of the stuff you are used to. You would bring
your touch from home a little bit, your furniture, your artwork, so you kind of have to make it accustomed to their stuff already.
Many times they come with the stuff. They don't want to buy everything new here. They hate their house in the States, for example, and they bring most of the stuff over here. And then you have to find the balance between making them feel at home. Usually they don't want everything new. They want stuff they brought along with them and update it.
So we're sitting here right now in your home, and this is one of 3 or 4 homes you said that you've already built. What is the process like? Because clearly you fell in love with this place and you were like, just kidding, I want to keep it. This is mine. So what was it like? What's the process like when you design?
For me, the most important thing is to understand how do you want to live in this house? How much are you hosting? Is it formal dining or is it casual, just kids coming home at the afternoon? Do you like spending time outside? So how big do you need the kitchen to be? So it starts with the very big questions and go down to the how tall is your wine glasses, because you have to understand if you're a hostess, if you like to cook, if you like to have big dinner parties, it's a totally different house from someone that does just do casual cooking.
Right.
And then I designed like the planogram, just the different functions that are going to be at the house and the sizes and their locations. And I always present lots of options. When I work with an architect, it's a cooperation between me and him. Like I build from the inside out, and he would usually look at the house from the outside in. And if we have a good cooperation, that's perfect.
So you have a lot of pieces of art, a lot from Israeli artists.
Yeah.
So why don't we go check around, do like a little walk around and see some art pieces.
Sure. This is by Danor Struzman. He's a young artist that usually doesn't display like in museum or art galleries, just like in little fairies, and sometimes you can even find him in the mall. But this is, and he paints and then he prints and sells prints, but I bought the original. For me it was important because you can see all the textures, you see it's painted on all the books pages, and he highlighted some words that
were important to him, or
exactly that
or
relate to the
picture.
to
the picture itself.
Yeah, and the painting, if you walk back, you can see it's a replica of a very famous picture, exactly, taken from Gordon's swimming pool in the 60s, I think. Okay, so this is a work done by a friend of mine, Michal Wolfson-Kalman, which is a graphic designer and an interior designer. It is part of a graduating project from her home decoration studies. It represents different parts of the world, and I really like it because we planned it together. It's custom made, which I don't always like about art. I think you should let the artist express himself, but sometimes there is a good cooperation, and this is the outcome, so I really like it.
You support a lot of Israeli designers. That's important for you to incorporate into your home decor, right?
Yeah, really, it really is. Because I think I'm looking for Israeli design. I want, if you built a house in Israel, a home in Israel in 1917, I think it should look like Israel 1917. Of course, it should be right over time, but it shouldn't look like something that was built in Morocco 100 years ago or in Paris 20 years ago. It should be up to date because
and modern.
Things are evolving all the time. So there are even here things that are 100 years old and are beautiful, but I think
incorporated in the modern.
Yeah, in the modern.
Thank you so much for having us here in your home.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
It's always been one of my biggest dreams to have a completely empty house and design it all from scratch. So much planning, organizing, and of course, shopping goes into designing a home, but Galia clearly knows her stuff. So everyone's bought a pair of glasses that they were absolutely dying to have and couldn't live without. And then they broke. You either sat on them, your dog ate them, you dropped them and stepped on them, I don't know. But it's definitely happened. And then, well, there isn't much to do about it. Well, you are sorely mistaken. The designers of Reforma Eyewear have started an eyewear repair lab to help teach you how a little creativity can help go a long way. So we came back here to the Design Museum Holon to check out a new eyewear repair lab established by the designers of Reforma Eyewear to see how you can be more interactive and not just throw away your eyewear. So let's check out how you repair your own glasses. We're here right now at the Repair Lab in the Design Museum Holon with Aya and Michael, the designers of Reforma Eyewear, to tell us all about how they got started designing also glasses and this repair lab. Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm great, thank you. So, you guys have your own company of eyewear. You guys design your own eyeglasses, sunglasses, you name it. How'd you guys get started in that field?
Well, we met 2 years ago, actually. We're both designers, but from different fields. Michael studied industrial design, Bezalel, and I studied jewelry.
Okay.
And a friend actually introduced us and said, you both have passion for glasses, but in different ways, and I think you should work together. And that's how we started working together.
So what are we looking at here? You guys have the repair lab. How did it start and what exactly is it?
The museum came to us and asked us to design a lab for the visitors so they can touch eyewear and so they can understand that it's not only for museum purposes, that it's a product.
Make it more interactive,
Yeah.
as opposed to just coming, because there is the exhibition of the eyewear. So when people come in, they're looking at the exhibition, but they don't really touch it. There's huge signs that say "Do not touch."
Yeah, and at the end, it's something you use every day.
Right.
So it makes sense to get to know it a bit more closely.
Right. So what exactly is it? What do we do here? I see over here that there's a station that you guys can kind of work with. So why don't we go check out how exactly it works? We have the wall here that is kind of like a presentation for the viewers that are coming in. So what are we looking at here? What's going on?
Well, it starts with our collection. These are 3 models from our Summer 2016 collection, and a bit of how it's made. The front part, the frame, is made with 3D printing, and the temples are laminated wood or also 3D printed. So you can see the parts here.
So here are the frames. This is what we're looking at. This is the starting point of the glasses itself. And then you move on to the things that hold it up on your ears.
Temples.
There you go, temples. We have terminology for everything. And what are we here? This is kind of just like the design around.
We thought about the design process that when we look at something as designers, we start to divide it into different pieces and parts.
Okay.
Like this part is a different part from the nose pads, and the temples is also, it's a completely different part. We try to look at the product as an assembly of different aesthetic parts, not only functional parts.
You don't, because from the designer point of view, you don't look at it the same way we look at it. We're like, oh, there's a pair of glasses. You guys are looking at like each detail and breaking it up on what's more comfortable, what looks better, what holds better. So this is kind of an example of how the process looks like.
Yes, and from that point we think, okay, so these are the parts of the glasses, but now how can we play with them? How can we rethink what glasses are? Where can we go from here? And that's how this repair lab started. And what we did, we asked for our friends and family to give us old glasses that they don't use. They're somehow, you have like an emotional connection to something and you keep it, but you don't use it. So we asked them to give it to us and see if we can give them a second life.
So we're here in the repair lab. Tell me, what are the materials that you guys provide to kind of repair the glasses? How does it work? When somebody sits down here, what are they to do?
So we wanted it to be very accessible to everyone, and we went with very, very simple materials. So you have the wires, which are very easy to bend and shape. And these
Wires and cuddles.
yes,
Okay.
zip ties. And you have these forms here that you can wrap the wires around and create new shapes that you can then add to the frames that you can find here. And you can see all these up here are made by people that came and
That one's crazy.
and
Yeah.
you can see really innovative ideas, and it could be anything. It can be a whole new collection, and not just for glasses, I think.
Right.
It can be
So
applied to anything.
yeah. So the main motto, you can say, of the repair lab is how to not just throw something out. It's how to repair it. To take the time to really create something that of your own that you almost want to wear. You know.
And it doesn't have to be just to fix. It doesn't end with a problem solved. It's redesigning something.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. So why don't we try to repair a few glasses?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. There are definitely more creative ones than this one. But this one's mine. Hello. My own brand. What do you guys think?
Great. Beautiful.
So basically they're just trying to be nice because if you see all the ones above from like 5-year-olds, there's a lot better than mine. But no one else's says their name on it. Thank you, Igor.
They can't spell yet.
Yeah.
They're only 5 years old.
So that's my excuse for having better glasses. Well, mine were for sure the best, if I may say so myself. I love seeing young designers go above and beyond to show the future generation how to get rid of the bad habit of simply throwing everything away. Everything can be fixed or made into something more unique and different. Wow, wow, wow. That pretty much is the best way to describe this next designer. You already know how much I appreciate and, well, are obsessed with Israeli wedding dress designers, but this next one isn't just loved here in Israel. She's actually one of the top wedding dress designers in the world. Berta has been designing since she was a little girl, so she's developed her own signature touch throughout the years that you cannot miss. Let's check out our visit to the Berta Fashion House. We came to visit the city of Ashdod to visit one of the top fashion houses here in Israel with the designer Berta and the international director Nir. Hi guys, thanks so much for having me. We'll start off by asking, how exactly did Berta start? How did you guys create this amazing fashion house?
Okay, it's an interesting story basically. I'm Berta's son-in-law. It's a family business. And after I married Berta's daughter, in a very, very big wedding, which I had no part in the production of it because I didn't come from the same industry, so it was like where to be and when. Huge wedding. So it was featured in a very high-end luxury magazine in New York, basically. It's called Grace Ramond Wedding Style.
Wow.
So people got to see the dresses Berta designed for her daughter. 3 dresses.
Of course. What, do you think she would leave her with one dress?
And her daughter, she's a model.
Oh,
so she was a very big model at the time. So it made a lot of noise, a lot of buzz. And we started getting inquiries. I was outside of business, I had nothing to do with it, but I wanted to help because of my English. So we started getting inquiries from bloggers, from buyers, from stylists, from like wall to wall, social media age.
Of course.
So the flow of information is everywhere. So it was almost overnight. After that wedding, everything like exploded. Everybody wanted those dresses, they were very unique. So today, after the Berta phenomenon, as they call it in the US, happened with those, very modern, sexy cut designs that Berta always had. She had that for years, but then she introduced it to the international market. Many, many fashion houses and designers followed, as it always happens in fashion.
Of course.
So she really dictated a new trend in bridal.
Amazing.
And it
just rolled
from there. We are now at over 100 retailers all over the world, over 50 in the US alone, 3 lines, evening wear, 2 bridal lines, and we're just getting started.
He really knows his stuff here. He really knows how to tell us everything. Amazing. Well, why don't we take a seat and kind of find out a little bit more about the designs themselves?
Let's plunge into it.
Do it. So we are here right now with Neil, the international director, because Berta is a little modest and she won't tell us how amazing she really is. So we have to hear it from Neil, right?
That's why she had me to speak on her behalf.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I apologize about my name. I know it's kind of tough for an American, but
exactly.
Near, far.
Exactly. Yeah. So tell me, obviously there's hundreds of wedding dress designers here in Israel.
Thousands,
yes. We've met some of them. What makes Berta so unique and recognizable, her designs? What makes her the success that she is?
I'll tell you that after seeing all those other designers, which are really all of them are very talented. Everybody knows about the talent that there is in Israel with fashion in general and in bridal in particular. The one thing that stands out with the Berta designs is the fact that she does not cut back. I mean, when Berta has her design process, she doesn't think about budget, costs, lead time, nothing. It's like a true, pure artistic process where she sits and she plays and works with her materials, her fabrics, her inspirations and imaginations, and she really creates a collection that is pure art. Afterwards, it comes down to working on the numbers, but it is what it is. I mean, she is the namesake brand, so everything really revolves about her and her designs, and in such a way, she really has the freedom that not a lot of other designers have, and obviously the talent to create those kind of dresses that are so avant-garde and unique and stand out.
So you would say that her dresses aren't your typical commercial wedding dresses?
Far away from it. It's like she's leading the pack, and then things change in accordance because she creates a collection, a very big collection. Usually it's 60 dresses a year in 2 seasons, only for the couture brand Berta. And then she goes on all different directions. Some of the designs are more edgy, more editorial. Some are more on the I would say a bit effortless side of things, but still edgy and fashionable.
All of her dresses, if I'm correct, are haute couture. So everything's handmade, hand designed.
Handmade in Israel, here in Ashdod, where we manufacture and export to over 100 retailers all over the world. It literally is, when I'm saying handmade, it's every flower, every lace applique, every pearl, every Swarovski stone is handmade, sold in place. Hence the 6 months production time.
So it takes 6 months.
6 months per dress. Yeah.
So while we're sitting here all anxious to see the rest, why don't we go take a tour around the fashion house? Let's do it.
This is one of the most iconic Berta dresses ever at all times. Again, all handmade, embroidered lace. This is from 2014, but it comes to show you how eternal and timeless the Berta designs are.
Right.
It's spring 2014, but still
Do you guys
nowadays...
remember that far back? This is still that important.
Still nowadays, 2017, almost ending already, this one still goes strong. And one of the most copied dresses in the world.
You see here the really, really,
we call it plunging neckline.
It's a flattering, plunging neckline. And then here on the back, I don't want to touch this.
And basically, it doesn't show too much if you really think of it.
Right.
It is deep, but it covers more than your
exactly where it's
regular day-to-day dresses.
Exactly. So this is part of your evening wear, right? Okay. Yes. Oh.
It's still in the works. Still in the works.
This is
one.
new.
Brand new, still in the works.
You guys.
I just saw it for the first time a few days ago.
These, you can even see the sequins underneath. It's a bodysuit.
It's a bodysuit. Many of the designs have bodysuits.
So sexy. Yeah. And this is a never before seen exclusive, people, with the designer herself. So this is our boho wedding.
This is the boho bride.
This material, if you felt this material right now, you could sleep in it. It's so...
So you see the Berta fingerprints going through the Berta to the evening, to the muse, but every time in different inspirations and different directions.
This is out of this world. This is gorgeous. So this is your more boho, light, this material. Beautiful, amazing. Berta, you blow me away with each and every one of your insanely unique designs. And for those who didn't notice, some of the dresses we saw are one-of-a-kind, handmade, never-before-seen pieces, because that's just how we do it here on Israel in Style. All exclusive, behind the scenes. As for us, that is all the time we have left here on today's show with a wide range of unique and different designers. If this doesn't convince you to hop on a plane and go for a little shopping spree in the Holy Land, I don't know what will. For those of you just joining us now or want to rewatch any previous episodes, go check us out on iltv.tv/Israel in Style. Yalla Fashionistas, have a fabulous and stylish week. Bye.